Hello everyone and welcome to Unit 5. What an interesting family. Are you ready? So let's start the lecture. Here in Unit 5, we're going to understand vocabulary associated with family life, exchange information about the present, and describe family life. We will also listen for specific details about family relationships and reinvest the newly acquired language in writing and speaking. So let's start up with the following, of course, definition of family. Okay, so what's a family? There are many different types of families. Family is said to be a place we feel that we belong. Traditionally, families were based on biological or marital connections. There are many different types of families with and without biological or marital connections. Our culture can influence what the word family means to us. And some cultures have more extensive networks that they call family than others. So a family is a synonym for trust, comfort, love, care, happiness, and belonging. Family is the relationship that we share from the moment we're born into this world. People that take care of us and help us grow are what we call family, and they become lifelines for us to live. Family members have an important role in deciding an individual's success or failure in life, since they provide a support system and source of encouragement. A family is made strong through a number of factors. The most important one is, of course, love. You instantly think of unconditional love when you think of family. It is the first source of love you receive in your life. It teaches you the meaning of love, which you carry on forever in your heart. Secondly, we see that loyalty strengthens a family. When you have a family, you are devoted to them. You stick by them through the hard times and celebrate in their happy times. A family always supports and backs each other. They stand up for each other in front of a third party trying to harm them, proving their loyalty. So the things one learns from their family brings them closer. For instance, we learn how to deal with the world through our family first. They're our first school, and this teaching strengthens the bond. It gives us a reason to stand by each other as we share the same values. No matter what the situation arises, your family will never leave you alone. They will always stand alongside you to overcome the hardships in life. So if anyone is dealing with any kind of trouble, even a small talk about it to the family will make one's mind lighter and will give them a sense of hope, an inner sense of strength to fight those problems. So here, as you see, you have a photo of a family tree. So we see the grandma, the grandpa, dad, mom, the aunt, the uncle, and children and cousins. Okay? So let me tell you about my family. I have 4 brothers and a sister. I love them so much. I also love my parents too. I have a son. His name is Mahdi. He's 1 year old. Mahdi is my life, 'cause he always gives me positive vibes in this life. Okay. So may God protect your families too. Now, as I said, the main theme of this lecture is family life. Okay? So let's start with part 1, as you see here. Word power, family. Activity A. So look at Joseph's family tree. How are these people related to him? Add the words to the family tree. So I read the words for you. You have cousin, daughter, father, grandmother, niece, sister-in-law, uncle, and wife. So please go ahead, pause the video, and find the correct answers. Are you ready? Okay, excellent. So let's check the answers together now. So look at the family tree. As you see here, we have James, grandfather, and Bildy is the grandmother. Robert is the father. Patricia is the mother. Then we have Joseph, husband, and his wife. Okay? Joseph and his wife, they have a son, his name Andrew, and a daughter, her name is Emily. Nice? Okay? Then we have here Deborah, the aunt, and Arthur is the uncle. Okay? So here we have Nicola, or Nicole is the sister, and her brother is Joshua. Their niece is Alyssa, and Ethan is the nephew. And here you have Veronica as the sister-in-law. So please take notes and correct your answers. So as you see here in activity B, draw your family tree or a friend's family tree, then take turns talking about your families. Ask follow-up questions to get more information. Example A. There are 6 people in my family. I have 1 brother and 2 sisters. How old is your brother? So, let me talk about my brother. So, my brother is 32 years old. He is an engineer and he works in France. Okay? Good. Okay, let's move on to part 2, listening.
Famous relatives. Listen to 4 conversations about famous people. How is the about famous people? How is the second person related to the first person? 1.
Who's that guy?
That's Quincy Jones. He's famous for his work in the music business, and he's a great musician himself.
That's strange. I don't think I've seen him before.
Well, I know you've seen his daughter.
Is her last name Jones too?
Yes, it is. Her name's Rashida Jones.
Rashida Jones? Oh, I love her. She was in my favorite TV show.
2.
What are you reading, Brianna?
An article about Ashton Kutcher. He's in a new TV show.
That's good news. I really liked his last show.
Do you know who he married in 2015?
Demi Moore?
No, Mila Kunis.
I didn't know that. What a cool couple.
3.
What are you watching, Samantha?
Oh, hi, Mom. I'm watching a new movie with Emma Roberts.
Oh, yes, Emma Roberts. I thought her aunt was great in Notting Hill.
Who's her aunt?
Julia Roberts. She's such a great actress.
I've never heard of her. What's Notting Hill?
It's a movie from the 90s. You should watch it. It's great.
The 90s? That's kind of old, but I'll watch it, if I can find it.
4. What website is that?
It's called Star Watcher. It has all kinds of news about famous people. Look at this picture.
Oh, cool. That's Cameron Diaz. I love her. But who's that with her?
That's Nicole Richie, the fashion designer.
Oh, yeah, I know her. But I didn't know they were friends.
Actually, they're more than just friends. Cameron married the musician Benji Madden, and Nicole married Joel Madden, Benji's brother.
So they're sisters-in-law. I didn't know that. I need to follow celebrity news more often.
Let's check the answers now together. How is the second person related to the first person? Number 1. So, Rashida Jones is Quincy Jones' daughter. Number 2. Mila Kunis is Ashton Kutcher's wife. Number 3. Julia Roberts is Emma Roberts' aunt. Number 4. Nicole Richie is and Cameron Diaz are sisters-in-law. Okay. So please check your answers and correct your mistakes. Now we're going to move on to activity number 3. conversation. He is traveling in Thailand. So please listen and practice.
Do you have brothers and sisters, Tina?
Yes, I have a brother and a sister.
Oh, what does your sister do?
She's a surgeon. She works for a medical aid organization.
Wow! And what about your brother?
He's a writer. He travels and writes about his experiences for a magazine.
What an interesting family. Can I meet them?
Sure, but my sister's not here right now. She's treating patients in Cameroon.
And your brother?
He's traveling in Thailand, and then he wants to visit my sister. I miss them.
Now listen to the rest of the conversation. Where do Max's parents live? And what do his parents do?
So what about your parents, Max? Where do they live?
They live in California.
Oh, where in California?
In Sausalito. It's a small city, but it's very nice.
Are they still working?
Oh, yes. My mother is teaching at a university in San Francisco, and my father has a bookstore.
Okay, are you ready? So let's check the answers now together. Question 1. So Max's parents live in California. What do his parents do? So, of course, Max's mother teaches at university, and his father has a bookstore. Okay? Now look at part 4. You have pronunciation section. Intonation in statements. Listen and practice. Notice that statements usually have fallen intonation. So listen, please.
She's working in Cameroon. He's traveling in Thailand.
Okay, now let's move on to part 5, grammar focus. The present continuous tense. Listen, please.
Are you living at home now?
Yes, I am.
No, I'm not. Is your sister working in another city?
Yes, she is.
No, she's not. No, she isn't. Are your parents studying English this year?
Yes, they are.
No, they're not. No, they aren't. Where are you working now?
I'm not working. I need a job.
What is your brother doing?
He's traveling in Thailand.
What are your friends doing these days?
They're studying for their exams.
Okay, now look at activity A. Complete these phone conversations using the present continuous. As you know, so the form of the present continuous is subject plus verb to be plus verb plus ing form. Now pause the video, go ahead and try to complete this conversation. Have you finished it? Okay, that's nice. So let's discuss the answers now together. Listen, please. I start reading. Hi, Brittany. What are you doing? So here, as you see, we have the verb to do. Okay. In order to put it in the present continuous tense, we add ing form. Okay? Hi, Zach. I am eating a sandwich at O'Connor's. Is it good? Yeah, it's delicious. Wait, they're bringing my dessert now. It's a chocolate cake with ice cream. Call you later. Bye. Conversation number 2. So, Madison, how are you and sister doing in college? We're having a lot of fun, Mom. Fun? Okay. But is your sister going to class every morning? Yeah, Mom. She's working hard, and I am too. I'm serious. Okay. So please take notes. Now let's move on to this part, countries of the word quiz. True or false? Take the quiz, then check your answers. So listen. In Argentina, 80% of the population lives in rural areas. 2. In Russia, 99.7% of the population can read and write. Number 3. In South Korea, more than 85% of high school students go on to college. 4. In Denmark, 70% of the women have jobs. Number 5. In Mexico, 20% of the population is 65 years old or more. Number 6. Brazil occupies 60% of the area of South America. Number 7. In Chile, more than 90% of the population lives with family. 8. Japan imports about 25% of Jamaica's total coffee production. And sentence number 9. In India, more than 25% of the population goes to the movies regularly. So please pause the video and go ahead, think about the answers. Okay, are you ready now? Good. Let's check our answers. So, number 1 is false. I correct for you. Around 10% live in rural areas. Sentence number 2 is true. Sentence number 3 is true. Sentence number 4 is also true. Sentence number 5, false. You have correct only 6%. Okay. Sentence number 6 is also false. So you have 47.3%. Sentence number 7 is true. Number 8, false. You have 80.9. 80%. And sentence number 9 is false. You have less than 4%. So please take notes and correct your answers. Now let me give you some interesting facts about my country, Tunisia. So, as you know, Tunisia is a country in North Africa that is dominated by Arabic speakers. It is bordered by Algeria, Libya, and the Mediterranean Sea. The country has a land area of 63,170 square miles. So, Tunisia is home to approximately 11.5 million people. Its capital city is Tunis. So, there are several interesting facts about Tunisia as discussed below. Number 1, Tunisia has the 4th most important city in the Islamic world. As you know, Muslims have several cities that they hold with the greatest honor because of their religious significance to them. The most important city to Muslims is Mecca in Saudi Arabia. Kairouan is the 4th most important city in the Islamic world after Mecca, Medina, and Jerusalem. The city was established by Uqba ibn Nafi. It hosts the holy mosque of Uqba, which is also a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Kairouan is a center of Islamic religious activities such as scholarships and Islamic teachings. The fact, South Tunisia is a women's rights champion in the Maghreb region. So, Tunisia is among the few Maghreb nations that exercise liberality in its governance. The country seeks to have equality in the enjoyment of rights between men and women. The country prides itself on allowing women to inherit land from their parents. Additionally, children can inherit both nationalities and family names from their mothers. Another interesting fact about my country here is Matmata, okay? So people live underground. So in Matmata is a small town that is inhabited by the Aboriginal Berber-speaking people. In the past, underground houses were built to escape the scorching heat and sun of the Sahara Desert. However, today most Tunisians build their houses above the ground. So it is only in Matmata that people still prefer underground homes to modern houses. The underground dwelling places are formed by digging large open pits whose walls are curved to make houses. So another fact, Tunisia has held only 5 presidents till now. So Habib Bourguiba was the first president of Tunisia. He held office from 1957 to 1987. So another of course, fact about my country is the Medina of Tunis, which has over 700 historic monuments. The Medina of Tunis is famous for its unique interaction between socio-cultural activities, architecture, economics, and urban life of the ancient human settlements within the Maghreb. It is for this reason that the Medina of Tunis was inscribed as one of Tunisia's UNESCO World Heritage Sites in 1979. So this historic Medina contains 700 monuments, including mosques, palaces, and fountains. So examples of these monuments are the noble houses of Dar al-Asram and Dar Hussein, Al-Attarin military barracks, and the mosques of Zitouna and Qasba. Now let me tell you about Al-Jam, which is one of the world's largest amphitheaters in Tunisia. So Al-Jam is one of the most ancient yet best preserved Roman ruins in the world. It was built, of course, when present-day Tunisia was part of the Roman province of Africa. Built for spectator events, Al-Jam has a capacity of 35,000 people. This building is also famous for being among the largest amphitheaters in the world. Okay, now let me tell more about Tunisia. So here I will talk about Mount Jbal al-Shambi, okay, which is Tunisia's highest peak. So Mount Jbal al-Shambi is the highest mountain in Tunisia. It is 5,066 feet high, with its physical location being at Gasserine in Tunisia. So the mountain is covered by pine forest. It is also part of the Shambi's National Park. Unfortunately, this beautiful mountain has become a Now listen to the following conversation and practice.
Page 33. Exercise 9. Conversation. I didn't know that. Part A. Listen and practice.
What a great picture. Are those your parents?
Thanks. Yes, it's my favorite picture of us.
It's really nice. So, do you have any brothers or sisters?
No, I'm an only child. Actually, a lot of families in China have only one child.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
What about you, Luis?
I come from a big family. I have 2 brothers and 4 sisters.
Wow. Is that typical in Peru?
I'm not sure. Many families are smaller these days, but big families are great because you get a lot of birthday presents.
Now activity B. So listen to the rest of the conversation. What does Vicky like about being an only child?
So, do you like being an only child?
Of course. I get all my parents' attention.
Yeah, I share my parents' attention with 6 other people.
Well, you probably never feel lonely.
Do you ever feel lonely?
Sure, but it's okay. I have a lot of friends.
Okay, are you ready? So let's discuss the answer. Here, Vicky said that, of course, what she likes about being an only child is getting her parents' attention. Okay? And, of course, she said that She has many friends. Great. Okay, now as you see here we have grammar focus. Okay, so let's talk about quantifiers. Listen now.
All families have only one child.
Nearly all families have only one child.
Most families have only one child.
Many families are smaller these days.
A lot of families are smaller these days.
Some families are smaller these days.
Not many couples have more than one child.
Few couples have more than one child.
No one gets married before the age of 18.
Okay, are you here? So let's look at activity A. Rewrite these sentences using quantifiers. Then compare with a partner. So please pause the video, take your time, and think about your answers. Have you finished it? Okay, nice. So let's discuss the answers now. Sentence number 1. In the US, 69% of high school students go to college. So, in the US, most of high school students go to college. Sentence number 2. 7% of the people in Brazil are age 65 or older. So we can say a few people in Brazil are age 65 or older. Sentence number 3. In India, 0% of the people vote before the age of 18. So, no one of the people in India vote before the age of 18. Sentence number 4. 40% of the people in Sweden live alone. A lot of people in Sweden live alone. Sentence number 5. In Canada, 22% of the people speak French at home. In Canada, not many people speak French at home. Okay, now let's have a look at the reading part here. Okay, so activity A, as you see here, a journalist interviewed 4 people. So read the title of the article. What do you think the answer will be? So check the answer. So here you have yes, most families do. No, most families don't. Some families do and some families don't. So let's read the article. Listen, please. Jane Chambers. We spend a lot of time together on the weekends. My husband and I always take our son, Oliver, and daughter, Samantha, out to go to do something fun. Some weeks we go for a long bike ride and get a lot of fresh air. We go to the beach in the summer, of course. In the evenings, we have a barbecue together. During the week, It's more difficult to spend time together because of work and school. Billy Foster. It's a little sad, but most of the time we spend as a family is watching TV. We don't talk much. My mom and dad both work, and they're often tired when they get home. My sister just plays games on her tablet all evening. It's kind of boring. Maybe we spend about an hour a day together. It's never more than that. Listen to Nick Ramos now. I am a stay-at-home dad, and I am having a great time with my family. When the kids are in school, I do housework, and when they come home, I help them with their homework. After that, we all have fun together. We play a lot of sports and read books. I love all the time I get with my 2 boys. Carla now. We're always really busy, but we make an effort to spend time together. My grandparents come over to our house twice a week for dinner. I think family is very important. I often help my mom or dad cook the meals. Sometimes we all go to the movies. I like that a lot. Okay, so I think that you are ready. So let's choose the best title for this article. Is some families do and some families don't. Part B. So let's choose the correct names. Sentence number 1. Who watches a lot of TV? So the right answer is Billy. Sentence number 2. Who sees their grandparents twice a week? Of course, the right answer here is Carla. Sentence number 3. Who spends time outdoors? The right answer is Janie. Sentence number 4. Who stays at home with the kids? The right answer, of course, is Nick. Sentence number 5. Who doesn't spend much time with family? So, Billy doesn't spend much time with family. 6. Who does housework during the day here? So, Nick, of course, is the right answer. So, have you taken notes? Okay, cool. So, I move on to activity C here. As you see, we have group work. What do family look like in your country? Do dads stay at home with their children? Do you think that's a good thing or a bad thing? Is it important to you to spend time with your family? So listen to me, please. I'm going to tell you about, of course, family life in my country. So, the traditional and to a certain degree, even each Tunisian family follows old historical patterns and is an essential defining element of the society in Tunisia. So, in Tunisia, agricultural economy has a long tradition. Land was farmed by the family and the products were treated or sold to others. Family members helped each other not only in the core family, but also in the extended family and the village tribes. The social relations circles were, therefore, always manageable and foremost characterized by economic profit. Similarly, in other societies of this kind, a family expansions through marriage were an economic enterprise and ideally accompanied by an increase of land, income, and influence in the village community. Essential elements of this historic structure are still preserved in Tunisia and have, especially in rural areas, significant influence on the society. So, two of the most important elements that are still intact today are the arranged marriage and the family support. Now, I will tell you about the family support here. So, while in Tunisia there is today a social system in place, which, for example, provides child benefits and benefits for the needy. The system is compared to European standards, barely developed or functional. As it has been for centuries, the majority of Tunisians are still dependent on their family to care for them. So, the siblings for small children and the young for the old. This is very strong social imperative, a social constraint which only very few Tunisians can or even want to avoid. Money and benefits in kind of the children to their parents and even grandparents, if they are not already specified in law, are seen as a social duty and serve as the reimbursement for expenses that the parents had for the rearing of the children. The daughter of family is supposed to help her mother in household matters and by taking care of the smaller siblings and, if requested, of the children in the extended family, and this all often even after her own marriage. Throughout history, of course, the following role model has emerged in the Tunisian society, especially in the rural areas and among families with lower social status. The Tunisian man is the head of the family. He has to provide for his wife and children the necessary things for life, namely housing, food, clothing, medical care, and so on. The scope of a Tunisian woman is the house. She, in return for the provision by the man, cares for the house and the children, which is compared to Western countries. A lot more time consumed due to traditional methods and a lower level of electrification of the household. The woman should, if she is able to, contribute to the family subsistence, but in reality, this often doesn't take place, and a woman usually decides freely on how to spend her earned money. Children in Tunisia are treated differently according to their gender. Sons are relatively free in their actions within the family and take a higher position than the female members. In the absence of the head of the family, they or the brother of the husband become head of the family. Daughters are consistently prepared to fulfill their role in a family later and take up at an early age growing obligations in the parental home. So both sons and daughters get an education in which daughters tend to attend school longer and to pursue advanced degrees. However, the study time is used by many girls to bridge the time until the wedding, and they will then switch into the traditional role in their own families. In practice, so this facilitated by the fact that there are fewer quality jobs for women than for men available, so that even if the woman wants to work after her education, she often has to look a long time for an adequate job. Therefore, she decides often and early to take up the traditional woman's role. Okay, now let's move on to language review. Countable and uncountable nouns. First of all, countable nouns. So, countable nouns have a singular and a plural form. Examples: we can say 1 apple, 2 apples, 3 apples. 1 cookie, 2 cookies, 3 cookies. 1 egg, 2 eggs, 3 eggs. 1 tomato, 2 tomatoes, 3 tomatoes. Unlike countable nouns, uncountable nouns don't have a singular or plural form. Okay? So, here we talk about measuring units. Okay? So, examples of uncountable nouns, we have butter, coffee, meat, and sugar. Measuring units. So, countable and uncountable nouns can be measured with a measuring, like cup, glass, spoon, bowl, bottle, can, jar, gallon, bag, box, slice, bunch, dozen, pint, quart, liter, kilogram, and pound. Quantifiers. So what are quantifiers? Definition. We define quantifiers as a type of determiner which denote an precise quantity. They modify nouns. They are different to numbers as they don't indicate precise quantities. The most common examples are some, any, much, many, a lot, a few, several, enough. The 3 types of quantifiers. Number 1, quantifiers of large quantity like much, many, lots of, plenty of, numerous, a large number of, and so on. Quantifiers of small quantity, few, a few, little, a little, not many, not much, a small number of, and so on. 3. Neutral or relative quantifiers such as some and any, each and every, and whole. Okay, so let's have the first example. Here you have a and. We use a and to talk about singular countable nouns. Example, a nut, a lemon, an egg, an apple. Any. So we use any to talk about plural countable nouns and uncountable nouns, so negative and interrogative forms. For example, so there isn't any cheese. Is there any cheese? There aren't any banana. Are there any banana? Okay, let's move on to talk about some here. We use some to talk about plural countable nouns and incountable nouns. Other quantifiers. So here, as you see, look at this table. We have many, a few, a lot of, much, and a little. So we use, for example, many with countable nouns to express big quantity. A few, we use it with countable nouns to express small quantity. A lot of course, we use it with both. Much and a little here is used with incountable nouns. So much here expresses big quantity and a little expresses, of course, small quantity. Now, what is the difference between how much and how many? As you see here, so we use how many to ask about plural countable nouns, and we use how much to ask about incountable nouns. Example, so we can say, how many students are in your English class? There are 33 students in my English class. Now we're going to talk about the present simple and present continuous differences. Okay, I start up with the present simple. So we use the present simple tense to show an action in the present and a habit. Present simple can be used with adverbs like always, often, usually, sometimes, never, every day, every week, every year. Examples: I always go to school. Robert plays football every day. We like to eat cookies. The form of the present tense is verb plus s or es. The present continuous now, so we use it to show that an action is happening now at the moment of speaking. So present continuous can be used with words like now, at the moment, look, and listen. Examples: I am walking to school. Listen, she is singing. I am eating ice cream now. The form of the present continuous is I am, is, or are, plus verb, plus ing form of the verb. Here you have a table. So, as you see here, so the form of the present simple and the present continuous uses spelling notes, okay, signals, okay, and verbs. Okay, so here, table number 2, you have action verbs and non-action verbs. Description of action verbs. They're verbs that describe actions. Example: act, bite, cut, dig, do, eat, feel, fall, go, hunt, improve, jog, keep, listen, meet, notice, open, prepare, run, sing, teach, use, view, and so on. Okay? Non-action verbs are verbs that describe states or feelings. Examples: agree, be, believe, belong, depend, forget, hate, hear, know, like, love, matter, mean, need, prefer, realize, recognize, seem, suppose, and so on. So these verbs are used with simple tenses only and not continuous tenses. And the action verbs, of course, are used with all tenses. Okay? Notes here. So some verbs have an action and non-action meaning. Example, verb to have. I have a big flat. So this expresses possession. It's a non-action verb. I'm having lunch or eating. Okay, so it's used as an action verb.
Good morning, Nicholas. It's time for school. Come on, get out of bed. Jessica is already up and dressed.
Good morning, Mom.
Let's check the weather out today. It's looking a bit cloudy. Looks like it's gonna rain. So we should take our umbrellas. The trees are blowing side to side. It means it's a little windy, but still a lovely morning. Go to the bathroom and brush your teeth. Then get dressed and come downstairs to get some breakfast.
Okay, Mom.
What are we going to have for breakfast?
We're going to have bagel with eggs, bacon, and cream cheese this morning. And strawberry blueberry smoothie.
Perfect. Can I make the smoothie?
Yeah, sure. You need frozen strawberries, blueberries, almond milk, and Greek yogurt.
It sounds yummy. Shall I also put some bananas?
No, we should leave the banana out of this recipe to allow the flavors of the berries to shine. Grab the blender and add almond milk first. Then toss in the strawberries, blueberries, and Greek yogurt. Blend it until smooth. You can add some cinnamon too.
It looks nice and thick, and it tastes delicious.
The egg bagel sandwiches are ready too. I've also added tomatoes and cucumbers.
We are missing the main ingredient, the ketchup.
That is a yummy egg bagel sandwich. It's so filling. Now that we had breakfast, I guess we better get going. It looks like it's getting nice out.
That's right. I thought it would rain. It's the day we thoroughly clean the whole house. We throw away things we don't need. Pack up things to donate to the local homeless shelter. Clean all of the rooms. And wash all of the windows.
What exactly do we have to do, Mom?
You must clean your rooms. They are really messy. Clear your beds and chairs of all the items, and be sure to put them in their appropriate place. Clean under the beds, too. Then make your beds using fresh linens. Vacuum the entire room. Dust the shelves and put the books that are on the floor in their right places. Clear and clean the dressers and leave them in order.
That's a lot to do.
We better get started. We have a lot to do indeed. I have to do several loads of laundry and clean the kitchen and the dining room.
I'll clean the living room and the attic. It's getting full up there. I don't even remember what's in there anymore.
Me neither. We probably don't need a lot of that stuff. What should we do with it?
I think I'm going to have a garage sale next weekend.
Yeah, that's a great idea. finished cleaning the windows. That was a huge job.
Oh, good. Let me check the list and see what we've done so far. Have you cleaned the counters?
Yes, I have. So you can mark them as finished.
Okay. I'll mark the windows off the list too. What about the floors? Have you vacuumed and mopped them?
I have done that too. What else have we put on the list?
Dusting the shelves.
I already did that yesterday.
Oh, yeah, I remember. So I'll cross that off the list too.
So how about you? What have you done so far?
I've cleaned the attic. I've made 3 piles: keep, donate or sell, and trash. I found a few sentimental items that I decided to keep. There is so much more space now. It looks great.
Wonderful.
I still have to clean the living room. Then I'm done.
Okay, I'll go check on the kids now.
Mom, what's for dinner?
I could really go for something spicy, like chili.
Spicy? I'm not into spicy food right now.
Gee, I've been so busy with house cleaning that I haven't given dinner a single thought. Anyway, I don't feel much like cooking. I'm just too tired to prepare a meal, even a small one. Plus, there's almost nothing in the fridge because we didn't make it to the grocery store this weekend.
What do you say we order some food?
Good idea, Dad. Let's order Chinese food. Don't we have a menu somewhere?
The last time we ordered from that place, the food was greasy and it took them forever to deliver. But you know what? There's a new Greek restaurant downtown. I heard they deliver very fast.
But doesn't Greek food have lots of garlic? Just the thought of garlic turns me off.
Garlic's good for you. I can't get enough of it myself.
At this rate, we'll never get anything to eat. I'm starving. You two are too picky.
Let's better order some pizza and put on a good movie.
Good idea. I'm crazy about pizza. In fact, my favorite is Hawaiian.
I don't like Hawaiian pizza. I can't stand pineapple on pizza. I prefer to eat fruit for dessert, not with the main course, so I'll go for chicken pizza.
I'll have pepperoni.
Me too.
Mom asked me to go grocery shopping, but I need to finish my homework. Can you go for me, Nicholas?
I guess I can. What did Mom want you to buy?
Some pork, fish, vegetables, and milk. You can buy some snacks too, like chocolate cookies.
What kind of fish does Mom want?
Mom wants some salmon and some cod. Make sure that they are fresh.
How much salmon and cod should I buy?
Oh, buy 4 pieces of salmon fillet and 4 pieces of cod fillet.
Do I need to buy some spices so Mom can marinate the fish?
Yes, get some ground pepper and some garlic.
How about vegetables?
We need carrots, potatoes, cabbage, and some lettuce. We need some fruit also. What do you want?
Apples and bananas. And how about some soft drinks?
No, buy some bottled water instead. It is healthier for us. Oh, I just remembered, we also need bread. Please put it on the list.
Should I get 1 loaf or 2?
2 loaves. You have quite a few items to take care of. You need to get going.
Yes, the list is quite long. By the time I get to the cashier to pay, I will probably have a full shopping cart. Okay, I am all set to go. I'll be back soon.
Thanks.
The clothes dryer stopped working. We need a new one.
But this one is not so old. We just need to fix it. I can do it myself. It needs just a new moisture sensor.
Are you sure you can do it? It seems a complicated job. Better call the repairman.
I'm not going to let the repair guy rip me off and pay hundreds of dollars on this. I come from a long line of handymen. My dad used to fix everything: lawnmowers, cars, appliances. His father was a house builder. One of his brothers built boats, and one made furniture. I've been helping my dad and grandpa since I was a young child on anything. So, I think I can fix the dryer myself. I'll have this thing running in no time, honey. I watched an instructional video, so I know exactly what to do. It's done. It's as good as new. I fixed the dryer. I took it all apart and swapped out the sensor. Now press start and see if it works.
It works. I had no idea you were so good with your hands. You could definitely say that repairing things has always been in your blood.
Can you hold the end of this tape measure?
Sure. What's this for?
I'm taking some measurements for new curtains. Didn't you say the house needs doing over?
What about measuring the floor for a new carpet and the walls for a new wallpaper?
I thought we'd just fix up the wood floor and use some paint for the walls.
Okay, sounds good.
We need to scrape off all the loose flakes of paint before redecorating. Tomorrow we'll go out and pick out some curtains and paint.
I can't wait. Shall we redecorate the hallway too?
We can consider it. Maybe we can decorate it in a more traditional way. I went over the household budget, and we've overspent this month. Our expenses are mounting. We have to cut back on our shopping from now on.
Really? That's too bad.
We need to figure out how much money we've spent and what we've spent it on.
Okay, let's get the receipts out.
Let's see. We've spent $850 on our home loan payment, $300 on groceries, $111 on utilities, $250 on gasoline, $200 on clothes, $100 on books, $150 on cell phones, and $400 on entertainment last month.
That's $2,361.
We put $500 into the savings account.
That's $286.61. Our paychecks add up to $3,100. That means we don't have any receipts for $239.
Right. Let's think about it for a bit. Where do you think we can save money?
Well, we could eat in more often. That $400 for entertainment is mostly going to restaurants.
Yeah, that's a good idea. And you like to cook. Did you see our last electricity bill?
No. Was it high?
It was very high.
How much higher is it than usual?
It is double the normal amount.
Wow, that is high. Can we afford that?
No, we need to do some changes from now on to lower it.
But what can we do?
From now on, we must unplug the unused electronic devices. Next, we must adjust the water temperature to 48 degrees Celsius. It shouldn't be hotter than that. We can do our laundry using cold water. That will save a bunch of money because we're not wasting hot water. Also, we should run full loads. Instead of doing multiple small loads, we should do one big load.
Another way to save is to lower the temperature when we're going to sleep at night or when we're not in the house. During the winter months, we can set the temperature to 18 degrees Celsius. During the hot summer days, we can increase the temperature to 24 degrees Celsius. So we're not wasting our air conditioning's energy cooling the house too much.
Exactly. We can also change our regular light bulbs to LED. That will save us another bunch of money. We'll be saving 4 to 6 times the energy.
Perfect. We'll do so from now on. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos like this.
Now to sum up what we have already learned today about family life. So let me tell you about the importance of spending time with families. So spending time with family is one of the best ways to create memorable experiences. Nothing can replace the time you spend with your family. So this is especially true if you have children. With younger children, there is a good chance that you already spend a lot of time with them. With older children and teenagers who may prefer to spend time with their friends, it can be more difficult to carve out family time. If you don't know where to start, consider starting small, so dinner at the table or a board game in the evening. If games aren't your family's idea of a good time, try outside activities, perhaps a walk to the park. Even projects around the house can be a great way to get everyone involved and working towards a goal. Encourage your family to spend time together by looking out for opportunities to do things that everyone would be interested in. It may be a challenge at first, but soon it will become second nature. Spending time with family relieves stress. Regardless of what form family might take for you, one thing is certain: family shapes us. Our family is our first introduction to the world. It is also our first interaction with it. We learn the most basic and the most important social skills from our family. In addition, we also fulfill our emotional needs through them. Human beings are social animals, something that means that it is not possible for us to lead entirely solitary lives. Modern life is, though, and successful, handling it becomes a lot easier if you have a support system behind you. That support system is your family, of course. So, love them or hate them, families are a very essential part of our lives. They play crucial roles in teaching us how to deal with the world. Without a family, an individual's identity isn't ever. Without a family, we end up navigating the calms, the storms, and the choppy waters of life all alone. If you don't have a family to anchor us, we often fail at this navigation and drown under the force of everything life throws at us. Family gives us the strength we need to go through the bad time and celebrates the good times with us. So here, 5 benefits, of course, of the importance of family. Okay, so family involves parents, grandparents, and kids. Family helps us in uniting. Family supports us in every bad situation. Family teaches us morals and values. And finally, having a family is a blessing. So may God protect all of your families. Okay? So this is the end of today's lecture. Thank you so much, my dear students, for your attention. And see you next time. Stay safe.